Yo, what is up everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes reaction video to the last legendary hero of 2021. And it's a bit of deja vu because we have Legendary Byleth once again, though it is her female counterpart, of course, or should I say the female counterpart, in her enlightened form. So here she is, and I can't say I expected this. Well, that's not entirely true. A lot of people did expect, most of the avatars to get their counterpart, their gender counterpart eventually, to get a legendary form at some point. I just didn't expect it to be this soon, because we just had Male Byleth earlier this year, and now we have Female Byleth. So both Byleths getting legendary alts in the same year is pretty insane. I didn't expect it, although I guess it's 3 houses, I should have expected it. And also the fact that you guys follow the official Faye Twitter account, Lysithea in her Christmas version took over to the account. So I guess that was a sign that the last legendary was going to be 3 houses. So I should have known better, but yeah. So I know a lot of people are going to be upset about this, because it's 3 houses, it's a very divisive game. But I don't mind. Like I said, I knew it was going to happen at some point. I just didn't expect it to be this fast. And, I could save my orbs. But here she is as a wind pair of legendary blue infantry mage. Amazing art and definitely an amazing unit. So let's see what she's packing. So she's definitely one of the best blue mages in the game and just best support units in the game. So professorial guide similar to professorial text, gives her +5 to everything, -1 cooldown. And then she also gives herself the Null guard effect and the Null special acceleration, so she stops all kinds of guard effects from fighter skills and stops heavy blade, flashing blade, world breaker, stuff like that. And then also gives that same effect to allies within 2 spaces. So the drive, Null guard, and Null special acceleration, insane. We don't have an effect like that in the game yet. Just like Male Byleth giving the drive Null follow-up, she has drive, Null guard, and Null special acceleration, which is insane. Because if you guys know how this game works, specials are very important because that's the difference between life and death. A lot of the time, lets you kill units that you wouldn't be able to kill. But if you can deny specials, that's really important, being a tank and just, winning the matches. So the fact that you can give this to any kind of ally, doesn't matter who you are, because, most notably, fighter skills have them for armors. So now the fact that you can give this to anybody is really, really insane. Obviously, there's guard effects in some weapons, but that's not too common, mostly for armors. But now you have her, she can just be an insane support unit, giving you that drive, Null guard, and no special acceleration. So very, very insane. And unlike Male Byleth, she doesn't have a stat check to it. So she doesn't have to check speed, it's just straight up Null guard, no special acceleration. So very, very good, insane weapon right there. Comes with Ruptured Sky, of course, with every single Byleth. And attack speed ideal 4, I'm glad we have another one of this, because before this, the only unit in the game with attack speed ideal 4 was Luis. So glad to see that skill appear once again. Low speed res, which is pretty common and standard, and then a PRFC skill, Goddess Bear. So I don't think Male Byleth had a PRFC skill. I think he had Times Pulse. Don't quote me on that. If I remember correctly, he had Times Pulse. But she has a PRFC, Preferred C skill, unlike Male Byleth. And this one's pretty crazy. So she just comes with Goddess Bear, and this gives her attack speed +7 if she's within 2 spaces of an ally, and no follow-up to herself. And also the ability to move to a space adjacent to any ally within 2 spaces. So she has the no follow-up with her. So no follow-up is basically move to her C skill and then also a buff to herself. So this is a really, really good skill. And also the movement. Like, they didn't have to add this movement thing right here. Like, unit can move spaces. Like, why did they have to add that? Like, this is too much. She's already insane, and they just give her no follow-up. So it's like, oh, you don't have no follow-up in B? No problem. Right here, Goddess Bear. So that is ultimate cheese right there, as I like to say. So legendary Female Byleth is absolutely stacked with fodder and just an amazing unit. If I ever get a copy, I'm definitely not going to sack her, because giving this drive, Null guard and no special acceleration is amazing. And we just had Thor, who gives the drive, special acceleration, but now you can have the Null special acceleration. So yeah, that is legendary Byleth. She's absolutely insane. And let me just read this real quick in case I missed anything. Start a turn, use within 2 spaces of an ally. Yeah. Status to units. So she doesn't give this no follow-up to an ally. Obviously she has to be within 2 spaces of an ally, but, she still gets the no follow-up. And of course it's speed-based, just like Male Byleth. But yeah, that is pretty much legendary Byleth. Very insane unit. Unexpected unit for the most part. I just didn't expect her to pop up at the end of the year, although I guess I should have expected it, right? But yeah, so that is legendary Byleth. Very, very insane unit. Although, of course, even though I think on paper she's better than her male counterpart in terms of support, and maybe even combat-wise, like just raw combat, you do have to take into account her color. She's blue. Male Byleth is green, so he's going to have better matchups against, Brave Hector, most notably. stuff like that. But of course, blue, every color has their merits and disadvantages. So, but yeah, that is her. She's insane, and you can see attacking this dragon right here. She busts out the tome, but then she busts out her sword, which is hilarious. So she's using her creator sword even though she has a tome. But that's just how it works, I guess. So there she is pairing with Sothis. And yeah, so this legendary banner, we're going to see the units in a second. There she is. You popping that Ruptured Sky. Yeah, so that C skill is very, very good. You definitely don't want to take that off. Obviously, you can run Time Pulse if you want to pre-charge, but that's not worth taking off that Goddess Bearer skill that she has, which is really, really good. So she is like pretty much stacked to the brim and ready to go out the box. So here she is, and then the rest of the legendary heroes. So you have Lif, Freja, legendary Lilina. Who else is on here? Saros, great defense mythic. Of course, the Male Byleth, legendary Byleth, Gatekeeper. Pretty much all of CYL 5 this year is here. Brave Marth, my boy, returning. Marianne, Brave Marianne, Brave Erica, who's an absolute pain in the ass. Yuri, he was also a pain in the ass, and Ash. Yeah, so very stacked banner. Definitely the best colors, I think, are colorless for sure, because you have Brave Marianne, Ash, and Yuri, who are all top tier units. Yuri is an amazing dagger unit. If you guys have played some of the duels and higher difficulties, and not higher difficulties, you know, in past book 3 metagame, he's pretty much on every map. Although I fight Brave Erica way more. I'd rather fight Yuri than Brave Erica, but both are insane. You have Brave Marianne, who's I don't see as much, but she's still pretty good. Her tome is honestly really underrated. She has all that damage reduction. She can be a pseudo dancer, really, really good unit. And then Ash, who of course is the newest mythic, she's very, very good. Using her in Aether Raids is a lot of fun. She's super, super good as a combat unit and a support unit. And then the next best color might be green, I guess, because you have legendary Byleth. Red is kind of a dud because Lif is there, although his fodder isn't bad. It doesn't counter Times Pulse. Can't wait to see what kind of remix he'll get. But green is probably the second best color because you have Freja, who has good fodder, and she's a decent light mythic. She's kind of fallen off because Ash is now a better beast mythic, I'd say, overall. But, you know, she could still put in work with that binding necklace and stuff as a Gale Forcer and stuff like that. So she's not bad, but I think Ash is better. But Freja definitely has good fodder, attack speed, soul 4, and pulse smoke. Legendary Byleth, of course, is amazing. Or should I say legendary Male Byleth, because now I got to differentiate between both of them, because now both of their counterparts are here. But yeah, legendary Male Byleth, amazing unit, amazing fodder. And then I was about to say legendary Gatekeeper. Brave Gatekeeper, my favorite unit in the entire game, Kappa. He's here, and, you know, I don't see him that much, but he can be a pretty useful unit for, you know, stopping Wings of Mercy and whatnot. And he has pretty decent fodder, close reversal, which is, you know, pretty much a better version of close counter. And then who else is in green? Did I miss somebody? Yeah. Did I say them all? Yeah, I pretty much said them all for green. So that's probably the second best color. Next, you got blue, which has Saros, Brave Erica, and of course the new legendary Byleth, legendary Female Byleth. I gotta start getting used to saying both legendary Male Byleth and legendary Female Byleth. But yeah, so Saros, legendary Female Byleth, and Brave Erica, very stacked in the blue. Honestly, blue might be second best next to green. Just depends what you want. You know, Brave Erica, amazing fodder, amazing unit. One of the best, the best Lance Cavalier in the game, in my opinion, right now. Saros, you know, she's not the best blue dragon. She definitely has her downfalls, but she's still pretty good as a defense mythic, you know, opening up that slot and hitting pretty hard and being pretty bulky overall. And then, of course, legendary Female Byleth, as we went over, an insane unit. Insane. Absolutely insane. Support unit and combat unit. And then red, Brave Marth, my boy. Arguably the best sword infantry unit in the game. You can speak it for me from experience. I'm speaking it from experience. He's my favorite unit to use. One of my favorite units to use in the game. Every time I make Aether Raids Thrones and make Aether Raids Thrones, I thank him because he's my carry unit. And then legendary Lilina, who's an amazing nuke and really annoying unit to fight. If you have her, she's definitely a menace. And then, of course, Lif, who's probably the worst unit out of everybody here. But again, his fodder isn't bad. He has discounter Times Pulse, so it's not bad. But, you know, he definitely needs a remix eventually to be good again. And so yeah, that's pretty much the color. So I'd rank it colorless the best, blue or green, just depending what you value, I guess. And then red, of course, is the worst. Although red's still not bad entirely. You got Brave Marth and legendary Lilina, who are both amazing units. Just Lif is kind of a dud there. Because everybody here are pretty modern units except for him. He's kind of old, but that's just how it goes. But yeah, that is pretty much the legendary banner. And I already have Brave Marth at +10, so I got no worries to summon on this. And actually, a pretty interesting thing. Speaking of, it's gonna I just skipped the oops. Interesting thing regarding summoning for Marth and stuff, because I just plus 10 legendary Marth now. If you are subscribed to Fate Pass, you can spark on legendary banners, which is pretty insane. And this is another controversial part that people are not going to like, people who do not like Fate Pass. It's good for people who are willing to spend on the game. If you're a regular subscriber, this is great because you can spark for legendary heroes because they're the hardest units to merge and get. But, it still sucks that this is locked behind a paywall, basically. So I see both sides. I'm a spender myself. Not a whale, but I do spend on this game from time to time. And, this is a nice change, although right now I don't have any legendary heroes I really want to merge. So I just plus 10 legendary Marth on his remix, so thank God I got that done. But, I see it from both sides, so it's kind of bad for people who, it makes it hard because, now you have to pay if you want to spark. But at the same time, if you do pay for this game, you don't mind spending, and you can spend, then this makes more bang for your buck, basically. It gives you more value for Fate Pass. So that's good, but also bad, I guess. So kind of sucks that they're locking behind this. So it's like, oh, you want to get that hero you wanted for guaranteed? Well, you got to pay for it. But yeah, that's the pretty big update, I guess, to legendary mythic banners. And then, of course, you can get a Celestial Stone. So it's good and bad. Really just depends, what your situation is and what you think about Fate Pass, because it's a very divisive thing. But yeah, so that is legendary Byleth and my opinion and first impressions on her. And right when they dropped the trailer, I had to drop this image because this image is always so funny to me. Male Byleth. This is hilarious. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, by the way, if you want to see some spicy Lind art and just me talking about whatever I like and Marth stuff. Yeah, if you guys follow me, you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's a little plug for my Twitter. But yeah, that's pretty much my video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you guys are going to be summoning on this banner. If you do, comment down below. There's a lot of stuff coming up. We have New Year's, and then there's Valentine's banner. So the beginning of next year is going to be popping. But if you have orbs to spend, this banner is really, really good overall, and across all the colors. And then legendary female Byleth is absolutely insane. So I mean, I can honestly try to get one copy of her because there is the spark, and I do have Fate Pass. She would really, really be good to have as a unit, but maybe, I don't know. I feel like I should save my orbs in case someone I really like shows up. But yeah, that's pretty much the dilemma for me every time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please stay safe out there. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and peace out.